How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Fakeaway Friday. In today's episode, we're just going to be simply making a caramelised onion and goat's cheese pizza. So that's everything that you will need. And I've got it all here. I am going to have a little cheat though, because I'm going to make it with this, and also we're going to be doing it with, if I flip the pages over, yes, we're skipping a few, this sauce. So we're gonna make that first, I think. So this episode was supposed to be the chicken and ham pie, which I did actually record, but then I don't know what went wrong. It ended up getting completely wiped off. So I'm gonna, once all that's gone, because there's quite a bit left over, I'm gonna make that for next week's episode. So let's get on with this one. The sauce is actually really simple. It's basically all the ingredients for that. You just mix it all together. So the puree and the passata with all the herbs and the garlic. You just put it all into a pan and just leave it cooking for 25 minutes on a low heat. So I'm just going to get all that whipped into the pan now, get that cooking, then we can move on to the actual pizza. Okay, so here, that's the sauce on now. So that's going to cook for 25 minutes over a low heat. And now we're going to get on with the pizza. So the first thing to do, I need to roll out the dough. So I'm going to have a look at this now, because I've actually, like I said, I've bought one instead. So I open it up and it pops open, and then you just simply roll it. So I'm trying to find some space, and there's loads of it if you look. I'm just going to try and gently, it's so cool. Oh, this is like its tearaway point, so I'm probably going to make one, and I'm going to find a way to like seal it back up, and we can do another one like in a couple of weeks. So it says to fry the onions for 35 to 40 minutes, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to cook them for like a normal time, gently. It'll probably take me half that time. I don't see why you need to cook onions for 35 to 40 minutes, which I think is really silly. So here we go, so obviously fry light's all heated up now, so I'm just going to try and break up this into its strips as much as possible. And we're going to get this all frying now. So it's not broken up as it said, but it doesn't matter, it'll all sort itself out as it cooks. And then we're going to leave this cooking for a little bit, and then we're going to add the garlic and the balsamic. I am going to leave it in for a fair while, maybe 15 minutes, something like that. Gives me plenty of time to chop up all the garlic, really let them kind of caramelise. I'm going to probably cook it on a bit, like a high medium. Then obviously we've got the sauce here, that's cooking really nice. That's got about 10-15 minutes left, I think, by which this will have shrunk down a little bit as well and really started to cook nicely. So yeah, I'm going to get on with that right now. Whilst I've got a few minutes now, I'm also going to just prep the tomatoes. I'm going to cut those into quarters, and I'm also going to chop up the goat's cheese. It says 40 gram, I might use it a little bit more, so I'm going to get all that chopped up, just prepped and ready. So, just like this, just straight into quarters for the tomatoes. And about 200 grams, I think that's a nice size, especially when they're cooked. It should not be too much in one mouth, because I'm not the biggest fan all the time. The goat's cheese, it says crumbled when you're putting it on. However, I don't know how it crumbles, because it doesn't seem like a crumbly cheese, so we're going to get it out. So that's it, obviously. So I'm just going to slice it now, and I'm probably going to do it. Wow, look at that, that's fantastic. Probably just going to do it in slices like that, I think. Let's see if it... Ugh. Yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of like that. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so now it's time to add the garlic and thyme into here. There we go. Lovely. We're going to give that a quick stir in. There we go. The onions have caramelised really nicely. See, I did it in probably a bit more than half the time. They smell fantastic. And now I just need to add in the balsamic vinegar, of which there is just 1 tablespoon. There we go. So I've just had to undo that because I forgot to do it. There we go. Fantastic. A bit more colour. There we go. And then that's just I'm gonna turn it down a bit. I'm gonna get that cooking gently for a few more minutes, and I'm gonna add the sauce now onto the pizza base. So with this, I'm just gonna simply, I'm gonna spoon it on. In fact, I was gonna say ladle. I'm gonna spoon it. It should be nice and thick, and it feels so. There we go. That looks lovely. Smells good too. It's really simple, to be honest. It's really easy to make one. When I can actually, I don't want it too thick. obviously the chopped tomatoes in it make it a little bit difficult to smooth out. There we go, it's nicely done. Now in the actual recipe for this pizza in particular, it says not to, well it says it doesn't use the sauce, but you can, and I thought, you've got to really have a sauce with your pizza, haven't you? Like, I think it'd be really boring with it. It'd be flavoursome, don't get me wrong, I think the flavours would be really good, but I think that you definitely need a sauce on it as well. So we've got a little bit of leftover, I'll put that in the fridge for later. And now let's get the toppings on. So, we're gonna get these out. So this is mixed in really nicely. It's taken the colour of the balsamic, to be honest, which is very dark. So we're gonna spread this out as evenly as possible. I was just about to say I don't want massive clumps of it in one place. So I'm doing this for 2 people. I didn't do 4 onions, I did 2, but to be honest, I think to make it in future, I'm going to use 1, because there is a lot of leftover here. And I don't really like waste, but I don't really know what I can do with caramelised onions, other than just throw them in the bin, now that I'm basically done. I'm going to leave it at that. You see there's a good onions width left, so that is a shame. It's just time for the tomatoes and the goat's cheese, so I'm going to put them on first. The tomatoes, that's just really easy. I can just kind of grab a handful and get them chucked on. At least if there is leftovers with the tomatoes, you can just put them into like a sandwich bag, or just covering them in wrapping them in some foil, and you can put those in the fridge for like later use, which is what I'm going to do now, because obviously the 200 grams is too much for one pizza. Now, this definitely is not 40 grams of goat's cheese. In fact, to tell you the truth, it's 100. I love cheese. I'm not actually doing some more, I'm just making the meals. Obviously, I understand if you are watching this and you do it, there might be a bit of frustration for you. And obviously you need to stick to your, unless you use it as like your healthy extra and things like that. So I do know about them because my partner used to do Slimming World. There we go, that's all the goat cheese, as evenly distributed as possible. Now it's going to go in the oven for 15 minutes. So, it is all done now. Now, I forgot to turn the edges over to do a proper crust, but it's not the end of the world. Obviously, it's a little bit hard on the edge, but it's really soft in the middle. Everything's cooked really nicely, I do believe. The sauce especially is turned really thick and nice. So yeah, I'm going to get a slice cut and let's go and do the good bit and try it. Okay, so here we go, the moment of truth. So that's this smooth slice. So it's pretty packed, so I'm going to try and not let anything fall off. So here we go. Oh god. That was really hot. But, really nice. Sauce is a little bit tangy, the pizza base sauce, but that's fine, because when I make the next pizza, which will probably be in a couple of weeks' time, I can probably add a bit of sugar into it or something, into the tomato sauce, just to numb that tang down. But yeah, it's actually pretty nice. I didn't really get much goat's cheese. Let's try again. Wow. There's no neat way to eat this, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice, like I say, a bit tangy on the sauce, but that's a simple way to correct that. Probably roughly a small teaspoon of sugar into it. And that sounds weird, but trust me, it works if you give it a go, or sweetener. But yeah, that was really, really nice. I enjoyed that. Hope you've enjoyed this. Leave me a like if you did. Subscribe obviously if you're not already and you've enjoyed it. Drop me a comment, let me know what you think. And other than that, hopefully I'll see you in the next one. See you later. Bye bye.